Hi there, Sandra here from Create in Spain. I wanted to be able to transfer files from wherever I had them to my cutting machine without having it either plugged in or indeed going through the Canvas workspace app. I can, thanks to this thing. Thank you very much to Jodie on one of the Facebook groups, you'll know who you are, for mentioning this nice little gizmo. Now, I live in a very techie household, but no one that I'd spoken to was aware that these things even existed. Probably because it's relatively old technology when all things considered. This is a wireless USB, and that's why you might be able to see a little blinking light there. It's from SanDisk, and this one is a 32 gig, plenty big enough for my use. And you don't want one too large if you want to do what I'm doing with it, which is plugging it in to my brother ScanNCut. Now, yes, I have a 1200DX and I can transfer files wirelessly from Canvas to my machine, which is great, except for Canvas part of it. I don't like Canvas. I don't want to have to create something else and then send it into Canvas in order to put it onto my machine. And now I don't have to, because with this stick I can use whatever I like and send it however I like in order to get it onto here. That means I can use my laptop with whatever programs I've got. I could use my phone or I could use my iPad and send stuff wirelessly to this. Now, when you buy it, the instructions are on the disc itself, so you plug it in and you get the instructions. It's pretty much straightforward if you are using a tablet or an iPad or an iPhone, that type of thing. Basically, this has a battery in it. You do need to charge it for about 2 hours to fully charge it to start off with, and it will show up as its own Wi-Fi network when it's switched on. So you will wait for a minute or so, go on to your iPad or whatever, and it will show up and you just click on that particular network and off you go. It's very, very simple to use. Now, I have my drive open here and this is what it's got on it at the moment. And I've also got here the Getting Started guide, which, as I said, is very simple, very basic. But I've got one that I've put on there myself, and I'll tell you why I've done that. The reason I've done it is because I don't know about the Windows side of things. If you want to use it on a Mac laptop or desktop, what it does is it doesn't recognize that as a drive. You need to have the browser. And the browser does not work on a Mac laptop unless you do something slightly different. Now, from what I gather, this is because the browser is an HTTP browser on here, and Macs only like HTTPS browsers, the more secure variety. In order to get around that, you will want these instructions. Now, the wireless USB instructions for a Mac, you go on to Finder and you click on Go and press the Option button on your keyboard simultaneously at the same time. That will open a menu which gives you an option to find the library. So you select Library from the list and then you go down that list and you look for cookies/hsts.plist and you delete that only. That's all you delete. Then you close it down and you reopen Safari. And then you manually type in the address which you get in the instructions for opening the browser. And then you will be able to open it. But you want to make sure you type in HTTP and not HTTPS in order to get the browser open. Once you've done that, you can save it to your favorites or whatever, and you can open it up, no problem. But keep those instructions around in case you ever shut your computer down completely and it reverts to the HTTPS. Oh, because that side of things won't allow it to open the browser. When you have the browser open, it is really, really simple, and you just put files in with the add button, or you can go to your file and you can tell it where you want things to go. You can put new files on, you can move your files around, you can change the layout if you want to, so you've got different options for that. The app will tell you how much battery power is left in your stick, and so you will get notice if you need to recharge it. But basically it's just another way of transferring information. Now, a benefit of that to me is that I don't have to go into Canvas Workspace. The minus side is that if I want to do a print and cut, I still do have to use Canvas Workspace. But that's the only reason. And the reason for that is that the way the machine recognizes a print and cut is via information from the software, not from the actual file. Sad, but true. And therefore, if you want to do a print and cut, it has to go through Canvas Workspace, no matter where you designed it. But I can put up with that for the time being. Hopefully at some stage they might have some common sense and decide to let other programs communicate with the cutter directly. Okay, pigs might fly, but you know. So I can now leave this on my cutting machine. I just switch it off when I've finished transferring my files, and that is it. Now, one thing to be aware of with my machine, I have found that I have to have the machine switched off in order for the files to transfer to here. That may well be because my machine operates wirelessly and there's something that gets confused in the information. I don't know. If you have an older machine that doesn't have any wireless capability normally, that may not be the case. Maybe it won't make any difference at all, and you can just leave your machine switched on and this will end up with the information on it. I don't know, because I don't have that kind of machine. The other possibility that may be worth looking into, if you have an embroidery machine that takes a USB stick and it can take a 32 gig, for example, maybe you could use it for transferring files to an embroidery machine as well. I can't say you can do it, but I can't say you can't, because again, I don't know. I have an embroidery machine, but it does not take USBs this big. Mine only takes very small USBs. It's an old machine. But you never know, the newer ones might. Because as far as the machine is concerned, it's just a USB. It doesn't make any difference how the information got there. You can, of course, if you wish to, put photographs, other files, whatever you want on it. With 32 gig, you can get quite a lot of information on it. So as far as I'm concerned, this is going to be a godsend. Whether you decide it's of interest is up to you, but I thought it's worth knowing about. Okay, that is it for today. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Take care now.